The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Pareto Home Solutions, Bayou Audio and Video, Hot Works on the North Shore, JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington, Black Hawk Hauling, Lil Dizzy's Cafe, Wags Food and Culture, Moe's Pizza, The Green Law Firm, Personal Injury Attorney, Drums Earwear.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area, move. Clear my area. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I am your host, JB, the sports guy. We got a real good show for you all tonight. I'm joined by my co-hosts that you can find on CrescentCitySports.com, the one, the only, VK Jones. What's going on, VK?
Hey, what's going on, people? Like, tag, share, and subscribe to the Hash It Out Show on all social media platforms. Also, log on to the HashItOutShow.com. We got a big time special guest tonight. And also, I want to thank all the supporters who've been supporting the show, but also supporting me over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? With my big graduation from the Nicholls State University. So, really appreciate it.
My friend, I want to tell you congratulations myself. I know I told you that over the weekend, but I want to tell it to you once again.
Yes, appreciate it.
No problem. Moving right along, our special guest. He is a state championship winning coach. He won the 2009 state championship with St. James. He went off to Grambling to be the offensive line coach. Now he is back. He is the new head coach of the St. Augustine Purple Knights football team. We have the one, the only Coach Robert Valdez. Coach Valdez, how are you doing? And thank you for joining us tonight.
I'm great, guys. BK, once again, man, congratulations, man. Tremendous honor. But I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad to be back home, closer to home. It's exciting, and this is a wonderful opportunity for me and my family.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. The purple look good on you, Coach. Welcome to 2600 family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
Coach, so how does it feel to once again be a head coach of a high school football team?
It feels great, man. I'll tell you, 2 years at Grambling was wonderful. That head coaching itch never left me. Wanted to be a head coach, and we were on the up and up, doing some good things, and then there was a little major shocker when Coach Jackson was let go, and at that time, I just felt that there was a couple of programs back closer to home that really was like, okay, these I can really look at these things, but ultimately St. Aug was just one that I just couldn't say no to, and just glad to be back, glad to be representing this tremendous institution, and all the tradition and all the great men that have come through, and the sacrifices that were made to get the school open, to be where they are, and and back home, my city, back home, it's not the West Bank, it's not Algiers, but I kind of get into it, people, because everybody's from across the river from Algiers, and people think that people in Algiers from across the river. So we'll figure it out one day.
Coach, it was funny. You just mentioned about coming back and wanting to be a head coach? Because during the state championship games, me and VK were on the field, and we saw
Mm-hmm.
you there and
Mm-hmm.
Coach Hall. And I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned to VK, I said, VK, don't be surprised if Coach Valdez or Coach Hall is coaching high school again. And he said, "What you mean?" I said, "Well, I mean, it's unfortunate Coach Hugh Jackson got let go, but
Mm-hmm.
they're doing their jobs. But be on the lookout." And a couple of days later, you are now the St. Augustine head coach. Um, what is it about St. Aug that you wanted that job in particular?
Well, I think that when you look at it, like I said, you grew up in New Orleans, and you grew up in Africa. I'm Dominican. I couldn't hit a curveball. That's why I played football. And so you grew up in a black community, an African American community, and the prestige of a place like St. Aug does not go unnoticed. And it doesn't go unnoticed and whatnot. And then coaching and playing and being able to see the caliber athletes that come through there, and the then when you kind of, that's on the surface, but when you kind of dig into it, you start learning about the traditions, you start learning about the history, you start learning about the
I think we lost Coach for a
brother
second.
trying to
There he
do.
is.
Yeah, I'm here. That trying to establish a school for black
Hey,
boys, and so that was important to me. That those things were important to me, and just going to that building and just being able to still do what I love to do, but just to give back and to be able to help mold these young men into men, and so they can be productive leaders, which is the mantra of St. Aug, is just building leaders.
would you say the St. Aug head coaching job is one of the best jobs in the entire state of Louisiana?
I really believe so. I mean, I think, like I said, I had a great job. BK was there with me at St. James. It was a tremendous job, and I mean, the community is second to none. When you talk about the magnitude and the stage of where St. Aug is and what it represents in terms of the historical landscape of Louisiana, this is one of the best jobs in the state of Louisiana. You talk about the people who graduated from here, who become Rhodes Scholars, who become that we send kids all over America, and to and they're all professions and whatnot. So yeah, to be able to be a part of that, and just to be able to lead the football component to try to catch up to a lot of the things that was already in place, is exciting to me.
Go ahead, VK.
Coach, man, I gotta ask you this, man, and we appreciate you taking the time out and everything else. Though now you're just hitting the surface at St. Aug,
Hmm.
and I know you just got to get into it. Do you see a difference? Like when I came to St. James, I see a different side of the world that I have ever seen, and it's something else when you discover
Hmm.
where your family comes from and
Hmm.
everything else. But at the same time, you see the atmosphere, you see how everything is run and all that stuff, and it was tremendous what I seen from where I came from at St. Aug,
Hmm.
being at St. James.
Hmm.
What do you see coming from coaching at St. James over the years and the river parishes to coming to St. Aug?
Well, I mean, I think that the biggest thing we had at St. James is we had a complete understanding that it was all of us versus anybody. And when you were there, it was, we call it beautiful downtown Varian Street. We don't have any. We only have one building that's two stories, and that's the bank. so so we're talking about, so they embodied the just the mantra, the belief that is all of us. And St. Aug, because we come from so many different places at St. Aug, that's what we're going to work to build, not copy it exactly, but to be able to understand, we got to get everybody on the same page, drinking the juice. We got to get everybody rowing in the same direction, and everybody, wholeheartedly, 100%, believing in everything that we do. And so when you got to St. James, you couldn't go to a gas station and say anything bad about St. James High School football, because they're gonna run you out of there. They're gonna run you out of there. You know what I'm saying? So as we build it at St. Aug, as we build it, as we get all parties involved, believing in the mission and the vision of what we're trying to accomplish, which is, of course, nurture and to build young men, through discipline and through be able to give them everything that they need to be successful, then that's gonna come. It's gonna come, and that's the thing, is just to get them to that level. So when you came to a St. James Friday night game, you had a whole side of people that were rabid, packed, and they were ready for whatever. So sometimes we got in trouble, but it was good trouble.
Well, and do you think this is maybe one of your biggest challenges in your coaching career that you have come to West St. John, maintain a program that Larry DuPont built and did a great job getting them to the dome. You go to Scotlandville, doing a great job over there, getting them deep in the playoffs, and then all of a sudden you come back home to the River Parishes, St. James, Rick Gilly, the legend himself. You know, y'all really talked before, knowing what he also maintained at that program, getting
Mhm.
them to the dome, winning the state championship. Now you go to New Orleans. Now you're back in the city. Do you think this is maybe one of your biggest challenges in your career?
I think, and that's what excites me. Like I said, I'm not gonna sit up here and lie to you, man. Being able to play the people we play, that's exciting. You know what I'm saying? But the good thing about it is that we got tools. We got some good tools. And so it's not like we're going to sit up there and line up and hope that we can win. No, we're going to line up with every intention to dominate and win. And so it excites me. I mean, like I said, I've been blessed, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I've had great kids, great parent support, great coaches, and great people that have all bought in. And I'm gonna say that over and over again. And West St. John and Scotlandville and St. James, all very, very successful. Places that we had a lot of success. And I don't see this as no different. I don't see this as any different. I really believe in, the formula that has worked and has been proven to work in a lot of different places is, that you don't compromise on your beliefs and your values. You steadfast and hold on to what you know that has worked. And you just hold players accountable and you instill discipline and you teach and you teach and you teach because we have to teach, and so given the resources and given the talent and given the commitment that St. Aug has, set forth, I mean, there's so many good things in place. We're totally doing a complete renovation of our gym, of our weight rooms, of our players' locker room, which is going to be complete in August, and we'll be able to sit up here and hold our chest high that we got some of the same facilities that the other people have, and so that'll be something that's awesome to be able to attract and to attract future Purple Knights. So I'm excited. I'm game. I'm ready to match wits with the greatness of Bryce Brown, of Coach JT Curtis, and all the coaches. There's so many. I mean, like I said, you can sit up here. We play Warren Easton, and Jerry Phillips is a good friend of mine. You got so many. Coaches, Mark Boney said Brother Martin, you got all these guys, saying Monica that said Rumble, that do such a great job. When for me now is let's add a little Robert Valdez to this mix and make this the mecca of high school football because it's gonna be some games, man. Y'all just get ready because it's gonna be some games. I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting because every week is once you start district, like imagine you start district Warren Easton and you end with John Curtis. Like, who does that?
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot right there, coach.
You know?
Yeah, D. You and you take a you hit you first hit the surface couple about a week and a half ago.
Mhm.
You and Ryan Sims go way back a little bit.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
actually my classmate. I graduated with him in '97. So,
Okay.
but I remembered him. He did work in the River Parish. So y'all two go way back. But then on top, it made a lot of sense. Then on top of that, you talked to a lot of the players, the younger players and the seniors. I know you're going to be at signing day tomorrow. How's been meeting some of these players, including a player like Jakeem Stewart, who is really a big time impact, but also the players that are going to be signing to schools tomorrow.
Well, like I said, the crazy part, I've recruited some of them, so I'll be going in there wearing that same shirt, and I don't have to be going in there trying to get them. You know what I'm saying? So it's Saturday is it's such it's a holiday to me. I still get chills because that is the fruit of your labor. These young men have worked so hard to have this opportunity, and to be able to give their parents a peace of mind that they're going to be taken care of, and their bills are going to be taken care of in college. You get a chance to go to college and further education, whatnot. So, for me, it's like just add that to the calendar as a holiday. And you got a guy like Jakeem Stewart. I'm familiar with Jakeem and been knowing each other for some time now. Called him. I spoke to the whole team. I didn't really see him because everybody was sitting down, and they did such a great job of being, you know, patiently sitting and listening and grasping to every word. And I talked to him, and he was like, "Coach, it just seems like I can't get away from you." And I'm like, "Yeah, we got a couple more years now, And then, my thing is, just to give him the advice and you got guys like that, man. You just stay out the way and just kind of don't mess it up. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still got some work that he has to do, but now it's to challenge him to get better, to become dominant, to be, to be feared for the little things that he does well, to be feared for his effort, to be feared for being a tactician, because I mean he's got size, he's got strength, he's got speed, athleticism. Now, how can you split double teams? How are you going to be able to spill the play and let the safeties be able to come downhill and fit it? How are you going to play complementary football and still get your numbers? And that's the biggest thing that when you got real good players, to get them to understand that you still can get your numbers but you still have to understand how to play complementary football that fits the team. And so those things are going to be important for him as he gets older and moves on. And then we got a lot of other guys that I'm really, really excited to build those relationships with. And no, but they got a chance to shake hands and look in the eyes a little bit and talk and all that. And there's excitement from them. I think there's familiarity with my name and, me with them. And so I think that they feel like, okay, this is something that we can all lock in on.
Let's talk about your protege right quick. Levanta Davis, how much of a job he has done. He took over for you at Scotlandville, brought them to the Superdome, took over for you at St. James, and has brought them to the Superdome and came up short in an unbelievable ball game against Union Parish. What you can say about the job he's done, and do you think eventually he's gonna get a state championship ring on his finger soon?
He will. We're gonna make sure of that. We're gonna make sure of that. You know what I'm saying? He will. And I don't. The crazy thing is about it. I don't have to be unbiased now because I'm back in high school and I was in college. I have to try to play it off. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. I mean, he's family. I'm so proud of him. I really think he's my better half. He is more disciplined than me. He eats better than I do, and he's more disciplined with a lot of things than I am. You know what I'm saying? But he's he's just a great man. He's someone that if I had a son that I would mind entrusting him with. And we've worked together at West St. John, we worked together at Scotlandville, we worked together at St. James, and I knew without a doubt, that he was going to be fine. And it's part of my mission. I got guys that now have worked with me, like Tyler Lewis is at Terrebonne. We got I guess somewhat of a tree of a circle of brotherhood that we have. And I hide it. I do not hide it at all. Excuse me. I do not hide at all that I am about allowing all of my expertise to fill into these young black men, and so they can fulfill their destiny, and so they can be successful at what they're doing. I don't hide it at all. You know what I'm saying? I think that that is basically a calling that we are not reaching down to help lift another brother up and give him what he needs. Then what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Really, what are we doing? So a guy like Coach Davis, and just seeing what he's going to do with that program, and knowing that that standard is already set for him, and for what he's doing is good. I mean, I did. I'm not gonna sit up there and lie. I did call him and say, hey, you got an open date. You know what I'm saying? If we do, he was like, man, no.
That was the next thing I was gonna say, Coach. That was the next thing. I was like, could it be St. Augustine? I always, over the years, I always wanted to see this because of the two great atmospheres to me in the state of Louisiana is St. Augustine and St. James. And I always wanted to see them two. Carr and St. James went at it, and it was awesome in itself, regardless of the score.
We couldn't find a person in the building when Carr came down.
Right.
Good money, I'll tell you that much. We made some good money that night. We paid some bills.
You sure did.
But I think It can happen. I don't think that we're still looking for week 3, and we're pretty much can play anybody right now. I don't like having bye weeks, but I think that maybe in the future, you know what I'm saying, that possibly could be something that can happen. Like I said, for us right now, we're just trying to, just I don't want to go into week 4 with a bye week and then go into the gauntlet, that our district play is going to be. And like I said, you might see that game, in a couple of years, but this we're in a 2-year cycle right now. We're scheduling 2-year contracts, and so like I said, weeks 1, 2, 3, because we start district week 4. We're just trying to lock those games in. So if anybody's looking for week 3, just holler at us. We can load up the bus and go anywhere. You can come tag on and do what it do.
Finally, Coach, before I give this back to Jared to close it out, uh, your family means so much to you, over the years and everything. I know it's been a blessing that both of your daughters had finished high school, grown in college,
Mm-hmm.
and everything, and all of a sudden you now have a grandchild, a grandson,
Brand
but
new.
Grandu. Okay, gotcha. But then also your wife, who's just been following you for a long, long time, Miss Leah. What are your thoughts on them with you coming back to the New Orleans area to coach?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, selfishly speaking, I think that God does things for mysterious reasons. Because, like I said, my dad, is going through prostate cancer, and he's harder. He got a harder head than I do, because that sucker drove himself to all his radiation treatments and drove himself back home, and he's a war daddy.
Wow.
Wow.
Being able to come back home and spend precious time with him, because we don't know how much time we have. You know what I'm saying? So that's special. My wife would go everywhere. We played. The only times that she didn't go was when we played at Bethune Cookman, and we would play in Huntsville, Alabama against Alabama A&M. But she she'd get on the plane and she'd go to Jersey, and wherever the G-men played, she was pretty much there. Youngest daughter, she's at Tennessee State University, and then my oldest daughter's working, and she's back at home with the grand dude and all that. So it just everything just fit right. Everything fit right. Everything was able to align itself at the right time. You know what I'm saying? And being able to come home and then being able to be in a good situation like that, and then still being able to do what I love, and still have the support, the family support, and all that. You just couldn't ask for anything better than that. So I'm blessed, and like I said, they're getting a fully motivated Coach Valdez, and that could be trouble for some people, but it's gonna be all right.
Coach, last question.
Mm-hmm.
The St. Augustine fan base, they are very passionate, very
Mm-hmm.
loyal,
Mm-hmm.
and they want this team to win bad.
Mm-hmm.
Been a very, very long time since
Mm-hmm.
they been to the Superdome to even compete for a state championship.
Right.
Right now, what would be your message to the St. Augustine fan base?
I mean, let's stop talking about what we haven't been able to do in 45 years. You know what I'm saying? Let's set the stage there. Let's pour into these young men. Let's give them what they need. Let's make sure that we give them structure, that we give them discipline, that we give them guidance. Let's make sure that we teach them how to be men, and let's make sure that we teach them the game of football, and then we have incremental building blocks. Because if we sit up here and start talking about championships, then our value system is going to be off. Because eventually you start doing that, then you're gonna start forgetting about what your real intentions are, and then you're just gonna focus on that one thing, and you start doing whatever you need to do for that one thing. Let's I love it. They're getting an experienced coach. They're getting someone who's been there, done that, who has who has a blueprint of how to try to get back to that. But the biggest thing right now is from day one, is these young men coming to school with their uniforms pressed, with their hairs groomed. Yes sir, no sir, look in the eye, firm handshake, keeping locker rooms clean, practice field clean, weight room clean, everything clean, understanding how to do these things that eventually are all going to lead to the big thing. So, we if you know me, if you follow my career, yeah, we're gonna run the football, and you're gonna have to stop the run game because it's gonna be intentional, and that's not to scare away my receivers, because if you load the box, then you get Shaz Preston like numbers, and get 80 catches and against anybody and all that. But it's a physicality, it's a way of how we do things, and that's what's gonna lead to success.
And what time is signing day for tomorrow?
I think it's 9. BK is it
Yes, not 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
over at the St. Augustine Library. It'll be 9 a.m.
There,
So I will be there tomorrow representing.
right.
I will be representing a little bit of the Hash Hour Show, but also Crest City Sports
Hmm.
to get interviews and everything. And also from there, I have to go to John F. Kennedy at 10 o'clock.
Gotcha.
So either way, it'll be tomorrow. Any St. Augustine fans or whatever. Signing is for 9 a.m. at the library of St.
Hmm.
Augustine High School. But before you close, Jared, I gotta say this is Coach Valdez from the bottom of my heart. So I came back home in 2021. I want to thank you for everything that you have done for me. I really, really appreciate it. If it wasn't for you, I don't know where I would be. But for you to just get me started, get me going, and get myself back on my feet, I want to thank you so much. And the payoff is coming, and I'm expecting bigger and better things. And like I said, welcome to 2600. But I'm supporting you regardless of where you're coaching. But I really appreciate you as not just a good coach, but as a friend as well. Thank you.
Thank you, man. You made it easy, man. Like I said, a lot of people don't see our vision, BK, and I think that guys like you and the things that you try to do, man, and it's you got to just be able to have, you got to be able to see through things. And I saw it, and you're doing a great job, man. And you've always been upstanding. And so, much blessings to you. Keep going, and those doors will blow open. Trust the process. You're gonna be all right.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Coach Valdez, thank you for joining us, and we truly appreciate it. Have a Merry Christmas and good luck to you as being the new head coach of the St. Augustine Purple Knights.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holidays.
Yes, sir. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Thank you.
That is Coach Robert Valdez. And I'm going to tell you this, man. When I heard the news of him becoming the new St. Augustine head coach, I said, uh-oh, watch out. Watch out now. Watch out, because I think things are start to be rolling. I'm telling you, man, they got a heck of a head coach, VK.
Yes, they have a very good head coach, very inspiring. But then on top of that, you look at his resume says it all. It says it all right then and there. And I'm very happy that St. Aug has made this choice. And I think he's gonna do great things. You know what I'm saying? It's good for him to come there. It's good to come and do what he gotta do. But here's my biggest thing, and I'm gonna say this right now to all the St. Augustine fans out there. And it's just in the goodness of my heart, and I'm not gonna fuss. Be patient. Please be patient because that Robert Valdez can get the job done. He can do it, but give him grace and time. Thank you.
Most definitely. We have George Peppers here now. We had some technical difficulties getting George in here, so we apologize to that. George Peppers, your thoughts on Coach Robert Valdez being the new head
God
coach
bless.
at St. Augustine?
Let me just say, God bless the internet. I'm just gonna say that. That's ridiculous. I mean,
I
go ahead,
I
Joe.
agree.
Go ahead, Sleepy Joe. I hear you. All right. Anyway, my thoughts on Coach Valdez taking the St. Aug job. To the Purple Knight alumnuses, and I know there's one sitting right there adjacent to my top right. There's two words I'm gonna tell every last one of y'all. One of y'all, shut up. Let the man coach. The dude's resume speaks for itself. Simple as that. That's it. Valdez is a winner. He has won everywhere he's gone. And anybody who can coach with Hugh Jackson and survive, hey, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'll say it. That was a mess up there. And Valdez, he's going to take the collegiate atmosphere and apply it to St. Augustine. St. Aug, when you can make the argument, can you make the argument? Yes, you can. It is one of the, what can I say, top 5 premier jobs in the state of Louisiana. When you look at everything combined into the factors, think about it. You have the facilities, you have the depth, you have the talent base. You are in an enriched area in New Orleans. Don't tell me. Can't nobody make the argument that St. Aug is not one of the top 5 jobs in the state of Louisiana. There is nobody that can tell me that differently. And if you are, man, you better come with some big proof. Coach Valdez is going to do great things at 2600. You know, so the Purple Knight alumnuses, and I know VK as a Purple Knight alumnus, but he's not one of the quote click alumnuses that want to do everything that use the 5 letter word and cry every time. He ain't one of them. Look, y'all hit the jackpot with this man. Straight up, y'all hit the jackpot. Um, See, I can make that argument too. Corday Hankton saying number one. I mean, that and the Hahnville job are two premier jobs. August filled it. Hahnville is going to fill theirs soon. We'll see how that's going to play out. Interesting developments there. But I absolutely love this hire, and I told you, VK, that I think this is an absolute swing and a home run for you guys. We talked about this off air. I thought this was an absolute home run. Congratulations. Now let's see what those knuckleheads, the armchair quarterbacks say. You know, the ones that don't know nothing about the game of football, that know absolutely nothing about the game of football. And for those that say they do, man, I forgot more about football on my left pinky toe than y'all know. So let the man coach. Let the man coach. He's an outstanding coach. He won the title at St. James in 2019, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I right?
And,
Yeah.
Okay, that's his only state title. I think he's been to a couple of finals. He's coached the last few years at Grambling. I think he saw an opportunity to bring St. Aug back to a prestigious lot. Exactly, Reggie. Exactly, Reggie. I mean, but for St. Aug, I think the results, honestly, immediate. I think he could win his first year. I really, 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 really do. Again, the pipeline of talent that comes through 2600 that they can attract and bring. You can't tell me, VK Jared, that this guy is not going to be near the front of the mix of the Catholic League next season right away. His resume tells you, his work ethic is what really is going to tell you what he's got. And
No doubt.
I think St. Aug absolutely can be a monster competitor in the Catholic League the next 2 years. I wrote something in the chat. I said, don't duck Eric, though. I'm just saying, if y'all looking for a non-district matchup, two high-profile schools, John Eric, you know, for all the love I have for my alma mater, it would make, think about the profile of the matchup. I mean, he said there was an open week 3 date, correct?
Yes.
With the shrinkage in 10-5A, with the teams that are gone out of that district, a a hell of an attractive matchup with both schools that can have the propensity to attract big time talent. Tell me I'm wrong. Everett already
I
scooping up.
mean, if we talking John Eric from some years ago, maybe, but right now, I don't
Listen,
even see that.
I
Uh,
I I I,
I don't
I
know.
think I think the best matchup. I think it's like this. You go with what's the best. It could be a middle of the road, a really good team for week 3 to get you ready for district. That's what St. Aug needs more than anything else. Like the Eric, maybe a couple years ago, it might not be that bad for St. Aug. Like St. James, St. Aug will be unbelievable because of the fact
You
of the
don't know
matter
what that
is.
matchup.
No, I would. You have to think about this. You got to think two of a premier programs going against one another, especially the two biggest rabid atmospheres going against one another finally, and it's never
Mhm.
happened. So that would be something, not just football wise, all around it'd be great. Football, the culture, everything. So I really think St. James and St. Aug would make a lot of sense if they do a 2 year home at home, and it'll be unbelievable. And you talk about the games that go on there in St. James, oh my God, it's going to be standing room.
Uh, Listen, I had alumnus dunking my Patriots, Jared. Man, dunking my Patriots. What's wrong with this?
all right.
What's wrong with that?
All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we're going to quickly come back and talk about the Newman situation for the last 10 minutes. You guys are watching the Hash It Out show.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hiller from Ponchatoula Lady Wave, and you're watching the Hash Out Show.
Welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, joined by VK Jones and George Peppers of CrescentCitySports.com. Guys, as you heard last night, Newman has been hit hard by the LHSAA. They had to forfeit the 2022, 2023, and the 2024 seasons, meaning the two state titles has to go back to the LHSAA or has to go to Calvary Baptist of last year and to Lafayette Christian of 2022. Coach Randy Livingston has been suspended for a whole calendar year. Uh, they haven't said anything of why they're being suspended. We can assume must be an ineligible player, but I was told about the investigation before the school year started. And now that was in July. And here we are in December, and this happens. VK, I'll let you go first. Your thoughts about this situation.
I don't know what it is. I'm gonna go both ways on this one. It's something about certain programs that has not been to certain levels in a long time, or has never been there, and then all of a sudden, an unexpected run happens. Or a run happens when a coach comes in, and then all of a sudden they just go in and handle business, and then all of a sudden they just boom, just go ahead and win it all, win a championship, and make deep playoff runs. Then all of a sudden, wait a minute, somebody looking like, oh, we're doing something wrong here, or we're doing like, why we don't have these kids? Why they don't? It's crazy because all of a sudden they're thinking, and it's like, okay, maybe we need to make a phone call. You know, I just hate to say it. I think, if there are rules about having kids in certain areas and all this other stuff going to private schools or this, that, and the third, could the LHSA lay rules like before even before the season, just lay it out like ironclad, like boom, this is what it is. You can have this kid, but you got to make sure they're in this under this residence under this area in a certain year. If we can, you can have open enrollment as a private, but if you go play athletics, they're gonna have to make sure they stay in the area in a year, or they're gonna have to sit or whatever. They should have more of a rules out there than anything else. But then I think it's just the fact of the matter is that I think a lot of these programs are targets, and other schools like, hey, something's wrong. We got to make a phone call. I don't know about this. Like, oh, how they got this? We got to make a phone call instead of just minding their business. I don't understand this at all. Period. You have to think the last time when Newman won that first state championship in over 40 something years, a couple years ago. You have to think the last state championship won by Newman was 92 with Randy Livingston as a player. So, yeah, what's the difference? But it's the fact that it's targeting season for people who are unknown, breaking curses and then some, being consistent, and it's like, hey, we need to see what's going on, or people don't know how to mind their business. But this is too bad for Newman. This is too bad that they got to forfeit their championships, and in this season, knowing that this might be the best complete team that they have ever had, all that's all shot to the window.
GP, your thoughts?
There is one person that had some extremely pointed thoughts about this situation, and it's somebody the three of us know very, very well, and I'm afraid to use his name. Don't know if I want to, but it was on the chat box last night under Ken Trahan's uh, post of the story. I don't know if y'all saw that. No? Okay, I don't know if I want to reveal this person's name,
Nah,
but he was extremely pointed and basically anti-ruling. You can tell by the verbiage, but for me, I don't know enough to give you a conclusive um, thought process, and I don't think none of us do. I think a lot of the things we may say are speculative, not constructive. And I don't want to go down that road because we do not know
Right.
exactly what led to this.
Correct.
In the speculative sense, the words that he ran this program like an AAU program, Randy Livingston. That was
Uh,
said in the chat. That was said no, that was said in the chat.
yeah, I know.
That
Yeah.
was said in that was said in the chat. Now, do I think that? I doubt it. I seriously
Right.
doubt it. I don't think it's that careless. Randy Livingston is a lot of things. Meticulous is one for sure. If you know him, you know his competitive instinct. You know what he wants as a player, and he applied that as a head coach. Hell, he's got 2 state titles, and this ball club that he was parading this year is a team that had an absolute monster chance to go for the three-peat.
Yeah.
Um, Disappointed would be the word. I think that's the biggest word we can all use that this has happened. But until we really know exactly why this happened, and this is where the LHSA has got to grow a pair of nuts and come out and say, "Here's what happened." Lay it out there and let us debate it. Don't make it look like a hit job. Please don't. Don't make it sound like a hit job. Get out there and be transparent. Transparency has been missing. You know, exactly, Cheese. Neither have I, and I don't think any of us have. But be transparent, LHSAA. Tell me why you're punishing Isadore Newman and you're punishing those kids that are on the precipice of history. Has it been done that a three-peat has happened in New Orleans? I mean, as of late, I can't think of a team that has won three consecutive state titles. I can't think off the top of my head, y'all, unless y'all can help me out here. But I can't think of any
Ri-
off the
Ri-
top of
Riverside,
Riverside. Yeah, back in
Riverside,
the
and Reserve Christian.
okay, well, Reserve Christian beating up. I mean, that was a bunch of walkovers. Riverside, yeah, I give you that. That was
No. Reserve Christian with no walkovers. They
Definitely not.
three-peat.
Definitely not what
They
what's your boy
three-peat.
name? What's your boy name with the Baylor?
Tweety Carter.
Tweety Carter. Definitely not.
Ricardo
They,
Rico.
Ricardo Gathers and company.
One Rico.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to
that wasn't
think.
walkovers, bro.
There was no walkovers. They played the
Okay.
best team in the
No,
state, regardless of what class.
I mean they scheduled way tough. I'm talking about inside the class, not outside the class.
No, they were.
Inside the class,
Wait,
they were.
I explain inside,
Yeah,
outside the
I'm not
class.
understanding
I
inside
don't
and outside the
understand that.
class.
But let's not get away. Again, to repeat, I need transparency, Mr. Bonide, and the people of the LHSA. I need transparency. I need you guys to tell us exactly what happened. Don't just do it and not give us the full on explanation. We, as the members of the media, deserve that. And Newman deserves that.
Oh, and I forgot
What did they
Port
do?
Allen. I forgot about Port
Port
Allen.
Allen, they got four in
Port
a row,
Allen,
huh?
yeah.
Yeah,
Four in a
four in
row.
a row right now.
Four in
Count
a
them.
Four in a
row.
row.
Yep.
They're going for
They
4. They
They're
just
going
got
for
got
4.
five.
pulled. They're going for 5 this year.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me
But
just
that,
say this before we close out. I'm not going to
oh,
speculate because I don't know everything. I can assume illegal player or recruiting. I don't know, one of the two. I don't know, but I do know this: Newman is appealing this ruling from the LHSAA. So they're going to continue to play. Coach Livingston can't coach right now, but what if they happen to win this appeal? We know you don't want appeals from the LHSAA. If this happens, watch out because Newman is going to be on a mission, and I think they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder the rest of the season, feeling that they were done wrong. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for tonight. It's a possibility we'll be back next Tuesday or Wednesday. Uh, Stay tuned to our social media accounts and we'll let you know if that happens. If not, we will be back on January 2nd. So we will see if we're back next week. I'm not going to say who we're trying to get for next week yet. I want to keep that a surprise. So if we get this person, then we're going to let it be out there. VK, last words.
Man, it's good to be on tonight. You know what I'm saying? We had to cut this thing short.
Oh, let me cut you off right quick. I'm sorry. Shout out to the best player in the state of Louisiana for being the National Player of the Year on Max Preps and the Max Preps All-American, Jawan Johnson. Without a doubt.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, bro. Congratulations. Well deserved. Well deserved. Man, Max Prep All American, man. I had a family member that was a Max Prep All American. The last All American had Austin Shaw, to be honest with you. But go ahead, VK.
Well, I was just saying we had to cut this thing short, but shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the support. It's been a good show tonight. Coach Valdez, very good guest, man. Good little talk tonight. But we're gonna do a little more next week. Hopefully, we'll do a best of 2023. So we'll see what happens. Just keep staying in there. Like, tag, share, subscribe, and log on to the hashitoutshow.com.
Definitely. GP.
Well, before we go, this obviously is our last run before Christmas, and that is next Monday. I will unfortunately fortunately, will be at work making some serious coin, which is great. But to everyone who has watched our show, who has contributed to our show in any facet whatsoever, I'm going to speak on behalf of the three of us and wish you all the merriest of Christmases and the most joyous of the remainder of the holiday season. I know the weather ain't going to be great, but you know what? Treasure the time with your family. Lord knows, man. There are people going through a lot tougher stuff. Be blessed. Merry Christmas, everyone. And we will be back at you. Hopefully, like VK says, we'll give you a best of 2023. And you know what? That could be the most entertaining show of the year. If we put our heads together with this 2023, oh, believe me, we're going to come up with some fun stuff. I can't wait. I wish we could record certain conversations, but we can't. Doggone it. That Yeoman one still plays in my head. Highlight of 2023, baby.
Yes, indeed. Everybody, wish y'all a Merry Christmas. Hopefully, we see y'all back here next week for VK Jones with George Peppers. And special thank you to Coach Robert Valdez, head coach of the St. Augustine Purple Knights. I am JB the Sports Guy. Y'all take care.
Merry Christmas.
You're watching the Hash It Out Show!
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show. Please like.